Sharp Game here, back at you with another video with another question. And I don't usually get questions pertaining to ex-girlfriends and past relationships very often, but somebody sent me in a question and wanted to know, why does it seem like his girlfriend is attached to her ex? Why is she friends with those guys, her exes? Why does she speaks highly of her exes? What's up with that? Seems like he said it seemed like she thinks highly more of her exes than him. And especially the guy that she used to be married to, which is her ex-husband. And they got kids together. So a lot of that has a lot to do with it. Plus, she used to be married to the guy. So, you know, here's the deal. Now, if you're a guy talking to a woman that used to be married, or maybe she was in a long-term relationship with a guy before y'all met, or maybe she had multiple relationships. Maybe she done had sex with a lot of guys, multiple partners. Maybe she had more sex partners than her age. Whichever the case, you know. But okay, now I'm gonna break this down. Now, when it comes to if a girl was married to a guy, especially if they had kids, now the reason why she's gonna remember the guy she used to be married to, because she has to look at her kids every day. So that's what that is. Plus, this is what I've witnessed over the past 20 years. Just because they broke up, just because they got a divorce, that doesn't mean they don't have sex every once in a while. This happens. There's a reason why every guy that gets divorced or they split up and go their separate ways. There's a reason why guys think that they can always come back and hit it if they were on good terms. There's a reason why the term baby mama uh, came about, because guys feel like once they have a child with a woman, and at least in his mind anyway, he feels like he's always he always has a chance to get the sex. So that's just what it is. Now, is that always the case? No, that's not always the case, but a lot of times it is. And that, the kids are a product of both of the people, the man and the woman. So that woman, if she got married to the guy or if she had kids with the guy, she's not going to ever be able to forget about him. That's just what it is. This is why a lot of guys don't like settling down with women that used to be married with kids. Because, there's always a chance that, you know, you ain't first, you ain't first. And plus, there's always a chance that, you got to deal with the exes He want to see his kids, and you gotta be cordial and all that stuff. So a lot of guys don't like having to deal with all that, and us guys, we're territorial, so it gets to be a little uncomfortable because if the guy that she used to be with is still coming around, and you're the new guy, it's like a lot of guys are, they're a little uncomfortable with that, and they kind of like they don't know how to handle that, so they don't get involved with uh divorce women with kids for that reason. That's the one of the biggest reasons. And plus, a lot of women that's had a lot of sex partners, you have to realize that every man a woman sleep with, there's a piece of every guy in her. This is psychologically speaking, you know. So so you don't know what type of guy she's been laying around with. Yeah. And if this is the case, she might have been laying down with a bunch of bad apples. Because women tend not to choose well. They don't lay down with the best guy, with the best character, with the best morals. I mean, with the best integrity most of the time. So if you're engaging with this woman and she been laying down with 40 bad apples. No, I'm not gonna say 40. I'm not gonna say all, but I'm gonna say out of 40 guys, she probably laid down with 5 guys that were decent and 35 that were horrible. I mean, that that she's gonna bring that energy to you, and I mean y'all might bump heads. And she, most of the time, if a woman have slept with too many guys, she won't really know how to act when she approaches or engages with a guy that's thorough. She won't really know how to act. She won't really know how to, you know, behave. She won't really know how to engage. She'll start acting all goofy and silly, you know. And that's because she done met so many guys and done slept with so many guys. Her mind is messed up, psychologically speaking. So, I mean, today, I done met so many women. So when I meet a woman, I can just tell that she done slept with way too many guys because I can just listen to how she talk. I mean, just her response. That's gonna tell me everything I need to know. She done slept with way too many guys, and her habits. She probably one of those loosey goosey types. The type that you'll meet a guy within the first 4 hours, and she ready to go back home with him, and she don't know anything about the guy. So it's like, and then if you ask her certain questions, she doesn't really know how to give a direct answer. She's indecisive. She's kind of all over the place. She's kind of like one of those people that's kind of hyper emotional sometimes. you know. So a lot of women that have slept with so many guys, they really don't know if a guy come around that's decent. They really don't know how to act. They don't really know what to do with the guy. They really don't know. They don't. But if a guy comes around that's halfway decent, it's like she gets uncomfortable. But if another guy comes around that's just a dirt bag, I mean that's right up her alley. She's comfortable in. And what? Another thing you have to be aware of: there's a lot of women that have been with multiple guys, or maybe she was in a long-term marriage. They're always going to compare you to those guys. They can't help it. They can't. Women can't help it. See, that's the gift and the curse of having too much experience with men, because you start to compare. Oh, I got this 2 years ago. Or he did that 5 years ago. Or my husband used to do that for me. My husband used to rub my feet. My husband used to rub my back. And she's gonna be looking for you to do some of those same things and some. She's gonna be looking for you to be the husband and the daddy. Just psychologically speaking, she's not gonna come out and tell you this shit unless she's just bold. Now, I never had a woman actually came out and tell me she wanted me to do certain things because her ex has done it. That never happened to me, you know. But they compare a lot. They really do. They don't. They say they don't, but they can't help it. That's just like a hoe. I mean, the hoes. They compare guys all the time. And the gold diggers, they compare guys all the time because they've probably gotten a certain level of treatment, and for a long period of time, could be months, could be years. So they kind of expect that from every guy they come in contact with that's willing to at least stick around her for a long period of time, anyways. So the rest of the women, most of the average woman out here today, ain't too much different. They compare guys too. They compare their exes too. So, I mean, unless you're the first guy she's ever been with in a serious relationship, maybe you meet her in high school, something like that, and y'all got together and been together for a long time. But if that's not the case, I mean, you're pretty much always going to be compared to somebody. Even she might even compare you. This is stupid, but this happens a lot. She might even compare you to one of her friend's boyfriend or one of her friend's husbands. This happens a lot too. It's stupid, but a lot of women do this. They start comparing. They'll go hang out with the friends or go to the friend's house, and she'll be watching how her friend's husband interact with her, and then in her mind, she starts saying stuff like, "Oh, I wish my man he did that with me. Or I wish he did this. I wish he did that. I wish he would rub me down with baby lotion every other night. Stuff like that." So she'll leave their house and bring that negative energy home to you. You know. So that happens all the time because women are competitive like that. And see, they don't understand that they're really being competitive. They're really competing against their friends, but they don't see it that way. They see it as, hey, no, we just talking or whatever. No, you guys are competing. You guys, you're kind of jealous of them, but they don't see it like that. They don't. Even if you I've had many conversations with women, they don't see it as competing. They just see it as, hey, I just think it's a nice thing to do. That's all. It doesn't matter what it is either. It could be anything. If their friends is doing it, or if their friends is receiving whatever it is, they want it too. You know, or if they used to, or a lot of women will do this. If they used to get if their ex-husbands or ex-boyfriends done something in the past for a long period of time, maybe they were spoiled, and maybe they didn't meet a guy that would do all that shit, or maybe a couple years go by, and if they'll meet the nice guy, and you know they'll just all of a sudden flip the script and have all these expectations for him to do the stuff that she used to get in the past with her ex-husband. That happens too. Because what happens is a lot of women will, a lot of gold diggers do this. They'll get with a older guy and, you know, basically get with the older guy for money and go out and cheat with another guy that's either uh, barely making it or he probably unemployed. You know, that happens too. So, and most of the time, the guy that she gets with on the side, he's usually around her age or younger. You know, so that's just strictly for sex. So, see, we have to understand that when a lot of women, when they function like this in society, sleeping around like this, that messes their mind up mentally. That really, it really fucks them up. That's the worst thing. Let me tell you the worst thing that a woman could do. The worst thing a woman could do is to sleep with a guy that she doesn't like. That's the worst thing. That's one of the worst things, in my opinion, a woman could ever do. If I had a daughter, if I have a daughter one day, I'm gonna tell my daughter, never, ever, under any circumstances, sleep with a guy that you don't like. Never, ever do that shit. That that's the worst thing you can do. That psychologically messes women up. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot in Hollywood when a lot of the entertainers, rappers, and singers. A lot of these girls feel obligated to sleep with a lot of these guys because they trying to get what they want, whatever that is, you know. But that's the worst thing a woman could ever do. I'm telling you, you know. And this is why a lot of these women have remorse after they done what they've done, and they try to come up with excuses to justify why they did what they did. This is why you have a lot of these alleged I don't know, date rape or whatever, that whatever they want to, however they want to label it out here. That's where a lot of that comes from, because a lot of women they be doing shit, and then they turn around and they feel bad about it, especially when they've gotten older, when guys aren't checking for them anymore because they done got ran through by everybody. And then you have these same women when they get older, they're looking to settle down. So they're looking for some sucker who don't know anything about them, don't know their history. So what usually happens, a lot of these women will move to a different town. No one knows them. Get with some sucker that's around her age range, you know, because I mean, at this point, nobody's gonna pick her up where she used to live at. She knows this, and her money is funny. A totally different town, you know. Get with some sucker, and she'll and try to live happily ever after with him. But in most cases, even a sucker, after a long period of time, I should say, it usually takes a long time. After a certain amount of time, even a sucker will catch on and be like, "This chick ain't who she claimed to be," you know. But see, what happens? A lot of these women are so wore out physically. Her womb is wore out. A lot of these women are like this. You know, it's like then they complain about how no one satisfies them or whatever. Of course not. No one can satisfy you because you wore out. What do you expect? but you can't. But you can't tell them this because you hurt their feelings. you can't tell. You got to be a cold blooded dude to tell a woman, "Hey, the reason why you can't you have so much problem being satisfied because your womb is wore out." You can't say that. You gotta be cold blooded to tell a woman something like that. But hey, man, I ran into a woman that was like this. She was so wore out. I said, "Oh my goodness." The only person that got any type of pleasure was her. and then you know what the funny thing is? This same chick, after I gave her a second shot. After the first time, I didn't get anything out of it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give her a second shot. Might be better. I don't know. But no, second shot wasn't. It was about the same. So after about time of us smashing, this chick was like, "Yo, uh, I want a relationship. I want something serious now." I'm like, "Are you crazy? Get up out of here!" I cut her off like as soon as I hung up with her. Never talked to her again. you know. So look, you can't. It's like it's just. I mean, today, man, if you meet a girl that's in the a woman that's in say in the 20s, God knows it ain't telling. You know, telling how many guys she done slept with. I'm telling you. You know, a lot of these women don't really slow down until they hit late 30s or maybe sometimes just 30s period. A lot of them that's when they slow down because a lot of them have to slow down because they don't look as much as they don't look the same as they used to look. A lot of them pick up weight. Some have babies and all that stuff. But you know, a lot of them chicks got ran through and they be looking to settle down. They be trying to get out of that club. So, you know, if you're not first, you're last. That's just what it is. So, you know, man, that's just I mean, if you're not first, you're last, man. So every woman you get with, you're probably gonna be compared she's talked to in the past, man. Whether it's her husband or ex-boyfriends or just maybe just somebody on the side she met, you know. But hey, there's one but you know, there's there's some one thing that I think guys should focus on, you know, besides money. You should focus on your money. You should get your money right. No doubt about it. But the second thing guys should focus on is the sex game. The sex game and the talk game. So there's three things. Focus on getting your money up, talk game, and sex game. That's three things. That's three things you should focus on. I'm talking for the rest of your life. This is not like it's not like going to some school or going to college. for 4 years. No, I'm talking this is a life learning skill you should focus on. Money game, talk game, and sex game. This is something you should focus on forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. For the rest of your life. And you know why that is? Why I say forever? Because there's always something you can do in all three of those areas to get better every day. Money game, talk game, and sex game. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know. So hey, man, that's pretty much all I got to say on this topic tonight. So if you like this video, share it. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Go buy my books, Love Can't Wait, on Amazon.com. On Instagram, Sharp Game. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.